Hi. So, Metroid Prime 4 drama is tearing up my Twitter timeline. And as you've probably seen, it's all about Samus's motormouth NPC Miles McKenzie. I have seen how this is basically Yellow Paint as a human discourse, and probably an annoying sidekick that seems to be over-explaining the game to a silent protagonist. Naturally, this is a mechanic that harkens back to annoying characters like Ocarina of Time's Navi, hounding you at the game's beginning with vital information on the mechanics. Eventually, though, even this was properly honed into a fine edge in later games like Twilight Princess, to where you enjoyed Midna's company, and that was before you found out she was a total smoke show at the game's ending. So what is the deal with this guy? Is he the deal breaker people claim he is, or is this classic Nintendo FUD posting in order to get people to avoid buying Metroid Prime 4 before its December 4th launch window? Now, I do see what people are saying about the situation. Damn if it isn't easy to just completely succumb to confirmation bias and chalk this up as another so-called loss for the culture war. But seriously, I'm so over that bullshit that I actually do want to know what's going on here. And I have a feeling if you're watching this, you might also be in the same mindset. So let's do a bit of a dive. Given the fact that we have very limited information on the game as of current, the most logical action is to go to the source, which is obviously the overview trailer. So to Komatsu we went. The trailer boasts a beautiful looking game running at an impressive frame rate. Metroid Prime 4 boasts a quality mode of 4K 60 frames per second HDR or a performance mode of 1080p 120 frames per second HDR. If you're that hooked on visuals, then this is probably going to be right up your alley. Control-wise, Switch 2 users have the opportunity to swap between motion controls or a mouse-style setup that PC gamers will likely find to be more akin to their FPS style of play, and is reminiscent of the Wii's past foray into precise controls a la The Conduit or Call of Duty Black Ops. All that sounds well and good, but it seems that people are really locked into this issue of one mouthy NPC. And I won't discredit that, because nothing ruins a good experience like a character who just won't shut the hell up.
The baby, and the baby, or the baby, of the baby, or the baby. Babies cry, the babies cry.
So I went over to IGN to have a look at their final preview of the first 90 minutes of the game, and it seemed like a standard Prime game. Good visuals, good controls, atmospheric audio, and in this new adventure, Samus gains psychic powers, which aid her in opening up new areas. That's definitely a classic central gimmick of past Prime games, much like Prime 2 Echo's light and dark aether mechanic, or Prime 3 Corruption's HUD mechanics and hyper mode. Once we reach the 7-minute mark, the video narrator goes into a completely reasonable diatribe on how the inclusion of Miles does seem to hurt the immersion of the initial parts of the game. He comments on everything from your menu screen to your scanning options, and the narrator feels that this disrupts the gameplay flow and feels that the game is tough to deal with. But I'm noticing something else entirely. What they're trying to do here is make Miles the walking tutorial, which is masked as an escort mission. It's like a bad Reese's that's made out of Nutella and Dookie. Now, again, going back to games such as the Zelda series, this isn't uncommon, and I'm sure this can work, but I see how this would be a nice move to have some method of toning down the dialogue in some capacity. Does it make the game an instant no-buy? Definitely not. After all, I have played through Metroid Fusion, and I do own Other M, two of the most dialogue-heavy Metroid games in the series. I still hold Other M in contempt for unnecessary narrative retcons and just the asinine way of having Adam hold full control over how you handle certain situations as well, despite Samus not being affiliated with the Federation. But if I were to compare this game to that game, I'm certainly not deterred from playing Metroid Prime 4. There are multiple Federation troopers in this new setting that seem to be stranded along with Samus Aran, and that means different encounters with different characters with different agendas and personalities. So Miles is just one of a few, and he's clearly serving a role. In the overview trailer, one of the troopers talks about his family and how he misses them dearly, so this is probably fallen within the Space Marine archetype established by movies like Aliens, which is obviously one of the major influences of the Metroid series. I'm going to be honest with you. When it comes to social media discourse, a lot of it is basically speculation with specific flavors of fear, uncertainty, and doubt, which is obviously geared to whatever agenda the person that's pushing it has towards the particular brand or particular product. Most people who are the loudest in this discussion either have a portion of the information and are making decisions based on that, or are clearly more interested in pushing their views on others and aren't really remotely interested in the subject in question. Me? I want to know facts. That's the most important thing here. To hell with the console wars, to hell with the PC Master Race posturing, to hell with the Nintendo hate. If a game is good, then it's worth playing and hopefully worth buying. And that's the only metric that really matters in this situation. Hey, this is Xxspiracy. I just want to elaborate a bit more on that. Now, I could sit here and tell you that this is going to be the thing that ruins Metroid forever, or that it's another victim of the culture war and just coast off of the likes and clout from that, but you and I both know that's bullshit. I just want to make sure you, the consumer, are knowledgeable about what you're getting into before making your purchase. While there isn't a means to skip the escort mission tutorial, there is a way to toggle off the voices so that it's just text prompts. And that's probably enough to make it through that whole segment if you can't stomach some guy in a yellow armored suit doing his best Rick Moranis impression from Ghostbusters. The McKinsey thing is definitely a good conversation to have on the concept of making an intuitive tutorial segment and how that would work in a game. And I definitely do understand if that is enough to turn you off from buying the game. But I do think this whole thing is rather overblown. We all know how this goes. The clickbait YouTubers will get their views, the anti-Nintendo people will get their talking points, and the people who want the game will likely get it, and the world will keep on spinning until the next controversy. Thank you, and I will see you next boss fight.